Oh, hi, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. So, my friends, I am sewing my little cutoffs because, well, I like to sew them up so that I can make a secondary quilt with these 25 patch blocks. All the leftovers are not going to waste. But I am just here to say that this is the second to last video of the 25 patch block series. So there'll be one more video coming soon. Well, it'll come on its scheduled time, obviously, but there'll be one more video after this, and then we are going to wrap it up with a video, and then we're going to start putting these 25 patch blocks together. Finally, after all this time. I think I started this in like 2019, I think. Yeah, I think the end of 2019. I started making my 25 patch blocks. So, with all that being said, I will be doing a review video. Can't talk because I'm trying to piece. I will be doing a review video for you guys of all the blocks before we start putting it together. That way you can use the video in reference to make sure that you have made every single block from this 25 patch block series. So anyway, next week's video will still be a 25 patch block, but it's the last one. And then the week after, we're going to review all of the blocks. And then the week after, we will start putting all of this together. Finally. So I will see you in my next video. Bye. All right, so today's block, we are going to make this. It's a 4-color block. It has 4 pinwheels in it and some other colors. So let's see what I have chosen. So for the dark gray, this would be dark gray. I don't feel like digging out dark gray, so we're going to use red. For that, we need 5 of those. For the orange that's really dark, we're going to use blue, 4 of them. For the dark orange for the other orange and the brown, we're going to use green and white, and I need 16 of each of those. So we're going to take, the only things that I need to take are these over to the sewing machine, and we're going to make half square triangles so that we can make the pinwheels. So let's go to the sewing machine. Here we are at the sewing machine. We're going to take one of each of these, and you can either draw a line, press a line, press your line wrong sides together like this. So you would line your fabrics up. Give it a little smush like this, or press it with an iron so that you will have a sew line. Or you can use seam tape like I am using. So I'm just going to sew from corner to corner, just like this. And I'm going to sew all 16 of these exactly the same, and then I'm going to trim a 1/4 inch away from my sewn line. That way my blocks, these, stay at 2.5 inches, and I save my little cutoffs for a secondary project. So I'm going to go ahead and put you in fast forward with some music already this quick and get these sewn. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so I've pressed every single one of these towards the green. So if you were to have put them together in the colors of the chart itself, if you're going by that, press all to the orange or press all to the brown, whatever one you feel like. All right, that way we have no conflicting seam. When I say conflicting seams, I mean if they were going opposite ways, then you wouldn't be able to get them to nest together when they're opposite like this. If they were conflicting, then they'd both be on one side. All right, now to lay this out. So again, this green is my orange and this is my brown. So I'm going to go ahead and start by sticking one of those there, 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 and there, just like that. And I'm going to repeat that step over here, this, like that, and that. And then I'm going to repeat it again, except if you notice, they're alternating where the orange sits. That, and one more, like that. And then this one starts with the orange at the bottom, right there, just like that. And then this one, and then that one, just like that. Now to fill in the middle. So this is my up here, there, there, and there. And then, oh no, these ones go here. Sorry about that. Now, this was my gray. There's 5 of them, 4 and 5. So if you put them all together nicely like this, just like that, we have a block. Actually, that looks really cool. Sometimes I surprise myself, especially when you switch the colors out to something else. So the next step is to take row 1 and row 2 and put them right sides together, just like this. And since my half square triangles were sewn from corner to corner, they are all 2.5 inches still, same size as my other pieces. We're going to sew down that right side, and then we're going to open it and add the 3rd column, open those, add the 4th, and then the 5th. And we're going to keep them all web pieced together. So let's go over to the machine and start sewing. All right, so here we are at the machine. I'm going to grab piece 1 and piece 2. I'm going to sew with a 1/4 inch seam or a scant 1/4 inch seam. If your blocks aren't coming out 10.5 inches and they're too big, just do a scant 1/4 inch. If they're too big, then do a regular 1/4 inch. If they're too small, do a scant 1/4 inch. And the reason for that, a scant is just 1 stitch or 2 stitches in this way towards the edge of the block. And that is just because half square triangles have bulk, and sometimes that bulk can actually make and change, I should say, our block size. So just try with a scant 1/4 inch if your block is too big and you want a 10.5 inch block. And if it's too small, do a regular 1/4 inch seam. And one more. So this will be row 1's pieces. I'm going to go ahead and finger press these to the right, to the left, to the right, and the left, and to the right. And I'm going to be doing this throughout the whole thing. So now I'm going to come to the top one. I'm going to grab my middle row. These have no half square triangles, so there's no need to nest up any seams. Just sew these on, keeping everything hooked together. And the 5th one. Okay, I'm going to do that same procedure. I'm just going to press to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, and to the right. I'm going to grab the first one in the 4th column, and we're going to sew all those on, keeping everything still on the machine. I'm not moving or turning anything. Everything should stay in order the whole entire way. And if you feel you need a bigger gap between the web piecing, then sew a little bit more with nothing there. Just add, you know, a 1/2 inch more of thread. That way between your blocks you have a little bit more space. So like here's a shorter space, but you can tell down here is a longer space. Try that. All right, so right, left, right, left, and right. Now 5th row. Again, I'm going to be nesting these right here. They should line right up. Grab the next 2, nest them. Grab the next one. Almost to the last piece. And 2 more. I'm going to nest these right here down in this corner. And 1 more. Oops. Okay. Now, again, last time, to the right, left, right, left, excuse me, and right. Okay, so all of my blocks are together. You can see a pinwheel here, 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 and there. We're going to take these now that they're hooked together and nothing is out of order. I didn't move anything. We're going to take this bottom row and put it over that 2nd row. Turn it around to the machine. And we're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam down this. I'm aiming for the cross right here, and I'll show you in a second. Let me nest these up first. I'm nesting them as I go. They're exactly the same size, so they should just, all you have to do really is just line up and hold the seam down so that it doesn't flip. But I was aiming right here on this block for this crosshair right here. So where this comes across and this comes across and that comes across, you can see my threads are different colors. I aimed for above the 2 that come right here. I want above it. So that way when I open this up, that I still have all of my points. Now, not always do I have all of my points. It doesn't always land that way, but don't be discouraged if you don't, because it's not a precise thing here. We're just having fun making these blocks. So I'm going to finger press this right now out of the way, so just to the right for now. I'm going to smush down right here. You could press your seams open if you want to, but I never do. All right, so I'm going to take these 2 and hook it over the 3rd column, the middle column. Now I'm going to sew these. I'm going to line the end up. Nest every seam as I go. I'm just holding them in place. That's all I'm doing. Keeping it all nicely lined up. Again, I'm going to press this just in towards the middle. I think that will be a lot easier because there's no half square triangles that way. We're going to turn the whole thing around. Take these 2, flop them over like this, and we're going to hook this one on here next. So just line it up. Nest that seam. They're already finger pressed in the opposite direction, so you shouldn't have a problem. But that's not to say that you can't just go over to the iron and press it all if you want. I'm not stopping you. You work the way you work. I work the way I work. There's no rules. All right, last one. We're going to take that right sides together. Again, I'm going to aim so you can see where I don't have stitching right here so far. I just have this seam and that seam. I'm aiming for right above that seam. Right there. I just want right above it. That's what I'm aiming for. Do I get it every time? No, but I aim for it. So I stop in the seam, adjust the bottom, line everything up, just like this. My seam flipped, hitting that table right there. Okay, right there. And line it up at the end. Just like that. And I'm just going to finger press this towards the top, towards the right. And now we're going to take this over and press the block nice and flat. Here we are at the block. And we're going to go ahead and press this now. I like to start from the back side. You can see where I've finger pressed for now towards the bottom on these, towards the center on these. And I'm just going to hold it apart and kind of just place my iron down on it to get those seams to stay. And then I'm going to grab this bottom and kind of just push them down towards me like this. I'm just giving a little tug on the bottom and then pushing it down. That's for now. Now we're just going to turn it around. Oops, this one kind of went the opposite way. Turn it around. And now I'm just going to press it from the top. And my iron constantly steams. And I like that. So I'm just holding that iron down, letting the steam penetrate the block. Just like this. Flattening the whole thing out. And there I have a nice flat block. So let's go over to the table and look at it. All right, here we have our finished block. Oh, it's so cute. See, the blue kind of goes with the blue that's in some of these flowers, and the red goes with the red that's in some of the flowers. So that's what I did, and then green obviously goes with the green in the leaves of the flowers. So you can follow the chart, or you can change your colors as long as you have 5 of one, 4 of another, 16 of another, and 16 of another. This is what you get. So let's measure this. We got, oops, lay it right there, 10.5 exactly, and 10.5 exactly. Look at that. Perfect block. So now that this one is done, let's move on to the next. All right, for the next block, we are going to make a 5-color block. It's kind of similar to the first one, minus 2 pinwheels. So what we need is 13 of this blue, 13 blue. Then we need 8 red. So I have 8 red. Then we need a light yellow, which is these ones right here. It's kind of hard to tell on camera. They look whatever, but we need a light yellow. I need 6 of those. I'm going to use this. It kind of, I don't know. It doesn't really, whatever. It's not fully yellow. We need 2 of the dark blue. So I have a dark blue. And then we need 4 dark yellow. And believe it or not, this is actually the last of my yellow. And I haven't cut anymore since the last time I needed yellow to cut yellow. Now I'm out of yellow and orange. All right, so we needed to find out which ones need to be half square triangles. So far, all 4 of these are half square triangles with 4 of these. And 4, because this blue is this blue. So 4 of those go together. Then we have this light blue with this dark blue. So both of these, 2 of these and 2 of those are going together. Then we have this yellowish colored one, which is going to be this. We have 2 of these, 1 up here and 1 down here, are going to go with 2 more of these. So we're going to take all those over to the machine and make half square triangles. Here we are at the machine. You just saw how to make half square triangles, but I'm going to tell you one more time. You could either draw your line on the back side of your fabric from corner to corner. You can press them right or wrong sides together like this, where you can give yourself a iron line. It's very prominent. If you just finger press it, I'm telling you, you could see it on 98% of fabrics. Then we're going to line these up. I'm using seam tape, just like that. I do have to tell you, if you press your line, Jenny Doan from Missouri Star tells you this too. If you press your line like this, to where you're sewing on a mountain like that, you're actually going to smush it down, and you could change your block size. I know this from in the beginning when I was first trying, following other people's videos, that every time I had a line that was that way or pressed that way, somehow, some way, my machine would smush it down like that, and it would change your block size. So just remember that when you do your line, either draw it or press that fabric wrong sides together, not right sides together. That way you don't have a mountain to try to climb with your machine. So I'm going to go ahead and put you in fast forward while I sew these from corner to corner, and then I'm going to trim a 1/4 inch away from my sewn line so I still have 2.5 inch squares. I'm going to press them, and I'll meet you back at the cutting table. here we are back at the cutting mat. What we're going to do now is we're going to lay this block out. I did press all of these towards the blue. The common fabric in all of these is the blue. Every single block has this blue. So for these to nest together, everything was pressed towards this blue. So what we're going to do now is lay the block out. So what I'm going to do is take and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like that, running down the center. Ooh, let's move you just a smidge. Then we're going to take the red and we're going to put it underneath and to the side, 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 just like that. So there's the red. Now we have these yellow here. So we're going to have one here, one there, one up here, and one down there, because this other one is part of the pinwheel. So that one's going to go up like this, and this one is going to go down like that. Okay, so you could see what's forming here, the idea behind this block. Now we're going to take this yellow, and it's going to go facing down here, and it's going to go facing up there. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side, down and up. And then we're going to take this dark blue, and that's going to go in facing down and to the right and up and to the left. So there is our layout, just like that. We're going to do the same thing as the other block before. We're going to take row 1 and row 2, and we're going to stick them right sides together, just like this. And we're going to go to the machine and sew down that right side. Then we're going to open them up, finger press them left, right, left, right, left, right. Open them up and put the 3rd column, the 4th column, and the 5th column on there. But since you already watched me do a whole entire block, I'm going to put this one in fast forward with some music while I sew it. There we have the block. Doesn't that look fantastic? I think so. So the idea behind this one was this color is the common denominator. It's in the whole entire thing. Then it rotates red, and then it would be a yellow, a darker yellow, and then a blue. So if you were to take 4 of these blocks and put them together, where this one is this way, turn that next one coming this way, turn the next one coming from here, and then the next one coming from under, you would have a cross down the middle, and then all of your different accent colors will create another pinwheel. That's what would happen. So let's see how big it is. 10.5 exactly, and 10.5 exactly. That is the size block we're looking for if you do every single block starting with 2.5-inch squares. So we're going to leave that here for a second. I'm going to bring on both blocks for today's video. All right, so there's both blocks from today's video. You could either screenshot both of these, together for your layouts, or you can join the Facebook group, and one of the members there has been putting a PDF diagram of every single one and or a picture diagram. And she also has been taking all the ones that I say that would be really awesome if you kept making the block over and over again. She's actually taking those and making a little diagram of putting something like that together. So it's very awesome. So don't forget to join that Facebook group, answer those questions, and I'll let you in. And so will my moderators. Anyway, so let's see. First one was this. You want to take a screenshot of the diagram, and second one was that. So I'll leave that there for a second. So one is 4 colors, one is 5 colors. You could pause your screen, take a screenshot, or you could take a screenshot of the blocks. Anyways, they're both adorable. I love them. They always come out amazing. I just, even if I change the color from the actual diagram when I started, I think it looks super awesome. So with that being said, don't forget to like this video on your way out. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and check out the videos that are popping out on the screen. Thank you for watching. Bye.